Welcome traders to another Tickmill trading update with me, Patrick Munnelly. Want to take a look at some interesting patterns that are occurring or potentially going to occur and continue here within the FX space, driven principally by the dollar yen, the dollar yuan, and obviously then we want to think about the implications for the dollar index. Starting with the dollar CNH. We have here the daily chart and the weekly chart, and you can see that we have corresponding ascending triangle patterns developing. On the daily time frame, I would be looking for any close through 728 to target 734 on the upside, back into the range resistance area. If we move to the weekly time frame, we can see we have a larger corresponding triangle there. So any close through 736 could see an explosive move, just measuring from the base of the current triangle up towards 8 on or to 802 even on dollar CNH, which would have significant implications for the markets and see an explosion potentially in FX volatility, as has been well documented by many of the investment banks. Certainly JP Morgan have been a proponent of the lull that we have witnessed within the FX markets in terms of volatility. Is that about to change? Certainly a move in dollar yuan like this would drive that sort of volatility. And you can see if we go to the dollar yen that we have already seen a break from the weekly ascending triangle pattern in the dollar yen through that 152 level. Initial upside objective is at 158. However, using the same measurements from the potential base of the triangle, will actually give us an upside objective into 176.50s. We know that the BOJ are on in potential intervention watch, but we also know that historically intervention by central banks hasn't really been able to provide much of a buffer over the longer term. In the short term, obviously, can increase volatility, but generally, I think when we get these significant structural breaks, we tend to see the market force the hand of these central banks and then drive on in the direction anticipated. So for me at the moment, any pullbacks into this 152 on the daily time frame, bullish reversal patterns. Next upside objective, I think, is this 160 area where again we can see a pause. But for me, whilst we hold 152 as support, I think we've got higher to go in terms of dollar yen. So I'm looking at 160, 167, and then on to 176 as the principal target. Like I say, as we hold 152 on the downside. So what are the implications for the dollar index? Well, obviously we'd anticipate the dollar index to extend higher as well versus this 100 level. We have an equality objective at 108. We're currently looking for a break up to the 106.90s, which is the equality objective on the daily time frame versus the 102.30. So any close back through 106.20 should see us trade up into that 106.90, 107 level. And by that stage, if we're seeing further upside in the dollar yen and pushing higher in dollar yuan, I think that could drive further upside momentum in the dollar index, and looking at a minimum upside objective if we can take out this 107 at 108.90s, 109 being the 127 extension of this last leg, our last corrective phase within the dollar index. So really want to keep an eye and set some alerts, certainly on that dollar yuan cross, because if we take out those key levels that I've referenced on the daily and weekly time frames, then we could be in for some explosive moves. So I've personally got an alert set at 728. We cross through there, and I'm going to be looking to initiate long positions, and we could be headed materially higher. As always, traders, plan the trade, trade the plan, and most importantly, manage your risk. Until next time, thanks very much.